Hello guys, welcome to the new video tutorial on Angular. So in a last video tutorial, we have understand how we guys can able to set up the material designs, icons or material UI to our applications and how we can able to use them along with APIs and example. Now in this video tutorial, we guys are going to understand that how we can able to add the material cards to our application file. So for this, I will go to the Angular material website first. So here in the components, okay, I have already set up that all the files in the last video, and same application I'm going to be forward next. So in a setup, you can just go to the components and go to the cards. So these are some examples right there available. So here is the card with actions alignment. So these are the buttons. So again, these are the buttons right here. Then these cards with data. So this card I am going to use. So I'm going to copy this HTML where I wanted to print the data. But before to that, what I did in my component.ts file, so I have created an array. So array for all the web development programming languages, those are having a good extension towards the web development. So I got created an array, and inside the array I am putting down the three elements. The first element is of the name of the technology, then their description, and then their images. So this is how we guys are putting that data right here. So we have 6 elements right now. So using that div in my HTML and using ng I'm going to write with the code. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a div. Those are belongs to the bootstrap class. So I added the bootstrap CDN to my index.html. So I'm going to say it belongs to container and row because I have to write the columns into that div. So I have written that container and row. Next to that, we guys are going to create one more div, and inside that div we are going to add that card layout from material design. So let me create with this. So as I'm having 6 elements, so I'm going to say here three elements in a cards I'm going to represent. So it must be belongs to the class of, okay, let me just close with this, okay, column MD4, and certain margins and everything that we guys are going to write it later. But for this div we have to write ng for structural directives and let the product of our products array. And here let me check, there is a spelling mistake, products array. Now here we guys are going to add our card layout of mat icon. So let us get back here. So this is the card layout. So I'm going to copy this and again get back and paste it here. So as you guys can see, it returns the error for mat card, header, title, subtitles and actions because that module or that import file has not imported. So I will get back to the API, and here I'm going to copy this import statement, get back to my app.module.ts, and here we are going to paste it. Same I'm going to add it to my import array. So mat card module. Now let us get HTML, and we guys can see we don't have error. Now check how does it initially looks like. So it looks like this, with by default some data appears, some images are appears, but images is not properly appears. There might be some CSS. Let us check with an example. So here I will get back to the view code and to the CSS. Yes, we have 2 CSS classes. So I'm going to copy that. Again, I will get back to my app component.css file, and here I'm going to paste that CSS. Right. So let me remove this all, and I'm going to get back to this original CSS. Now let us check. Now it appears fine, but certain margin we also needs to provide from top, and the data must be at center. So what I'm going to do here, to my this component, first I'm going to say margin top is 5, that it makes a proper difference, right? Now I have to assign them in a center, so I'm going to use here justify content center class from the step. Now you guys can see it's not allocating to the center. Well, let us add this to our main div so that it can able to apply. Right, still it is not getting apply, which means we guys have to write some CSS to this container class. So let us get back to the CSS here. So I'm going to say for my container class, okay, this margin, let us say from top and bottom, again 10 pixels, and left and right is auto. Right now it's put it in a center as per you guys can see, but for each and every div there must be the margin from top so that this attached state will be got removed. So I will get back to this div, and here I am going to say margin top is 3. Right now the difference has been came up, and this is how our data got printed as we have written in ng4, so that the same div is got printed by 6 times. Now I have to show that data, but before to this I don't want this profile images, so I'm going to remove that, and this is stored in this avatar class. If you guys can just inspect it, you can able to understand. So let me show you. So here we are, and this is the avatar class, right? So this entire class I am going to remove from here. So let me remove this div, I don't want to require. Now the next thing that I wanted to do here in the title, subtitle, for all the subtitle I'm going to mention web development, and in the title we are going to write the name of that product from the product array. So here I'm going to say product dot name. Yes, now so it is going to print that name, web development, JavaScript, Angular. For each and every product we have provided uh, the trending web development languages. Now I want them in a center, so here I'm going to use a class called as justify content center. Now let us check. Alright, so it appears in a center, but still there is a problem with this title, I guess. So for the title I am going to provide a class called as text center. Alright, that's fine. So we have to provide some margin to this entire div so that it appears correctly. So I'm going to say margin from bottom is 2. And now you guys can see some difference and data will be there at center. Now here in the image we have to show that image too. So let us show that image, and in the paragraph we have to print the description. So here I am going to remove this, and this product dot desk, that is what for description. So for each and every product the description will get arises, that's fine. Now let us change the image source. So here I am going to select all this image source, and I'm going to write the image will come from this product dot image 2. Now let us get back, and you guys can see yes, it appears fine, but we have to provide some CSS to the image so that it can able to hold that data correctly. So let us get back to the CSS class, and here I'm going to say for the image I'm going to provide some height first. Let us say height is 120 pixels, and object fit as a contain, and width also I'm going to give to the 100%. Now let's check. Alright, 120 will be of more or less. Let us write it for 20, or we can go for 200. I guess this is fine. Alright, so everything is good. So we are printing our data, but there is a problem with our height of this card. You guys can see for each and every card depends on the data, it's printing differently, right? So what I'm going to do next is for this example card, okay, this is the class right here, the main card is example card. So I will go to the CSS, and here I am going to assign the height. Let us say that height is initially 450 pixels. Right now you guys can see it appears correctly, but due to the every height of this card is looks like same. Now that's fine. Now let us apply the CSS for this paragraph. So for the paragraph, some margin from the top also we are going to provide. So let us get back here, and for this paragraph let us check here. Okay, that is the content, mat card content. This is the class, or this is the element. So I will get back to the CSS, and I'm going to write mat card content, and here I'm going to mention first as text align to the justify. Alright, and then I'm going to provide some height to this. Let us say height is 80 pixels. We are going to check with that. Alright, 80 pixels are fine, and the text alignment as justify, I guess we should have to provide to the paragraph so that it could work. Alright, now it looks like good, or you can write it directly to the paragraph instead of this. Okay, so this paragraph with this height is not getting matched. So I'm going to increase the height to 120 pixels. Now let us check. Alright, that's good. Let us scroll it and check the below data. Well, when it comes to React, this is not getting sufficient. So I'm going to write 1 pixels. Okay, that's fine. 150 will be of more, but okay, let us provide it for 140 pixels. Alright, it looks like good. Yeah, great. So all data is showing correctly, and margin from top also I'm going to write something. So here I'm going to say margin from top is 8 pixels. Now let us check. All right, now the data shown very well along with our title, descriptions of the technology, the logos and the description of product and 2 buttons. Now I wanted to add this button at the center. So I will go to the HTML and this is the class, action class, and here I'm going to write justify content center. Now the data appears center correctly, that's not a problem. Now let us change the type of button. So we have different types of button as matte, raised button also we will have, and you have to provide the colors also. This is the matte raised button. I guess we should have to provide some margin to the bottom for this class. Let us see. It's not working fine. If it is not working fine, we are going to increase the height of that data. So here I'm going to say margin 1, and in this CSS I'm going to increase this height, let us say as 80 pixels. Okay, that's fine. So if you want to change the color of this like, you can get back to the HTML, and here you can assign a property called as color, and there are different color like accent, warning, etc, etc. So this is the primary color, and for the share I'm going to use the same button type but with the different color. Let us say the color is accent. Alright, so it appears correctly, but there is no any margin in between them. So I'm going to write one more class to my like. So I'm going to say mx2. So margin from x side is what 2 I have given. So if you want, you can provide more margins, and this is how it looks like. So I hope you guys have understood how we can create, but there is one more changes at the bottom. When we scroll up, you guys can see there is no border of the bottom div which contains. So for this, I'm going to add one more div. Okay, that belongs to the class of container, and I'm going to say height as 25. So that height automatically appears. So when I scroll it down, so you guys can see that will be get appears right over there. So this is how we can able to design the cards using our, this margin is also little bit more, so I'm going to convert them to 2. So this is how we guys can able to created our cards using the Angular material. I hope you guys have understood. We have created an array and using structural directives we got design with this card using Angular material. So if you guys have understood something, please give us the thumbs up. If you are new to our channel, do share, do subscribe to our channel for more such a new video notification, and thanks for watching this video.